What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a very long awaited Q&A which I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's going to be all dunking and jumping related, so questions that I've got over Instagram, questions that I've got in person, common ones, and yeah, anything that's jumping or dunking related. If you're interested in that, then definitely listen to this Q&A. A question you asked me might have popped up as well. So yeah, got a lot of questions. Gonna try to keep it relatively short, hopefully under 10 minutes, and yeah, just go into good detail with each question, and yeah, let's do it. Alright, so the first question is, what was I doing when I was 15 in terms of what's the max height I could dunk and max vertical? So I think when I was 15, I pretty much just started training. I was about a year in. I started taking it really seriously when I was about 14. And I remember all I did at that stage was just plyometrics and just practice jumping, and then core work here and there, and that really built a good foundation for me. And I didn't even start weight training till I was maybe almost pretty much 16. So when I started weight training at 16, I picked it up and got strong really easy because I built that foundation of explosiveness and strength and core strength. And I think that's really underrated and really important, that if you don't have access to a weight room or you're too young to start, then definitely start doing what you can, especially at home. And yeah, I think I was probably not even able to dunk a 9-foot ring. I think I was dunking at an 8'6" ring or something like that. And my max vertical, like running vertical, was probably maybe in the low 30s, not even, maybe high 20s. And yeah, that foundation really helped. Next question, how much does warm-ups and stretching help? This is a really good question. Some people might think it's obvious, but a lot of people don't actually do it. It's the most important thing. It's even more important than the training itself. A lot of people get confused with that. They'll think, oh, I've trained, I've done the workout, so I'm gonna get better from it. Whereas, you need to get your results from that workout in your recovery time. So if you're not giving your body time to recover, and you're not having a good, efficient recovery time, then you're not going to get the best results. You need to make sure that you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep, you're dieting properly, you're getting enough protein, enough carbs, etc. And you're making sure, if you want to, for example, build muscle, then you're in a caloric surplus, you're stretching, you're foam rolling, everything like that. That's something you have to take very seriously if you want to become, at an elite level. Especially if you do more, it's just gonna, the intensity of your workouts are gonna increase. So that's so important. I usually do a static stretch before my workouts. A static stretch after my workouts and a dynamic warm up before. When was my first dunk? At what age? So I think I actually remember this very good. I was 16, and it was the day before my birthday. So the day before I turned 17 is when I first dunked on a 9'9" ring at school. I haven't actually dunked a legitimate 10-foot ring, but in saying that, there are a lot of stadiums here that the rim height's actually 9'9", so you could count it. Some would, some wouldn't, but technically a 10-foot dunk I haven't got, but on 9'9" I have, and that was off 1 foot when I was 16, pretty much 17. What to do if you hit a plateau in your training? So when people hit plateaus, it's probably a couple reasons. The first is because they've been doing that same program or that same routine for too long, and now their body's adapted to it. It's the same stimulus that their body is recognized, and it's not gonna get you stronger because it's the same thing. You're not progressively overloading. So I would change up my routine. I wouldn't do a routine for longer than 12 weeks, so a 3-month program. There is some different styles of training where you train in phases where you might train a bit longer, but typically a program shouldn't go for longer than 12 weeks. So I would switch up your training every 2 to 3 months. I typically switch up my plyometric workouts every 8 weeks or so, and my weight room, I usually do a 12-week program for that. And I don't really hit a plateau. Another thing is, you might not be eating enough. You might be training, but then you might not be in a caloric surplus. You might not be recovering enough. So making sure, just once again, your diet, your recovery are on point, and when your training's on point and those are on point, then you shouldn't be hitting a plateau as long as you're training smart, progressively overloading, etc. What did I do to get over my patellar tendonitis, so my jumper's knee? I've got a lot of questions about this. So when I first got it, it was actually this year. The first thing I had to do was just stop jumping altogether. I think a lot of people try to fight through the pain. For the first, 3-4 weeks, I'd say, or it depends on how bad it is, but at least 2 weeks, I would just stop jumping altogether. Let your body recover from it. I remember all I did was patellar strengthening exercises, so I would do like a single leg extension with a ankle weight on it, and I would do half squats just to strengthen that patella. I would foam roll lots because that was a major factor. My muscles had gotten really tight where more pressure was being placed on my joints, so just foam rolling, especially the quads are the main aspect, but foam rolling everywhere and just stretching out. My calves were really tight, which sort of contributed to it a bit. And yeah, just stretching heaps, foam rolling, resting, icing, and as well as when I did start playing again, I took it easy and made sure that I'm landing properly, I'm jumping properly. I'm not, because I jumped a lot on concrete, I'm making sure I'm not doing that too much. And yeah, that's the main things I focus on, and I got rid of it in about 4 weeks or so completely. Next question, any tips for when jumping off one leg? So I started jumping off one leg before I started getting into 2-foot jumping. The biggest advice I could give is to sort of think as you're running into the air, and your steps shouldn't be choppy, they should be smooth, and that's with any run up, even 2 feet. But you should really start slow. I think a lot of people try to speed off from the start. I like to think of it as an airplane taking off. You're starting slow, and then you're going super fast, and then just before you take off, those last 2 steps is the quickest, and that second and last step should be slightly elongated, which is known as a penultimate step. But those are the main things, as well as just swinging your arms up in the air. I do have a video on my channel covering how to find if you're a 1 or 2 foot jumper, and how to get better at both of them. So if you haven't checked that out, then check that out. That will help you a lot more. And next question, what program do I use? So I got a lot of questions about this too. I actually do my own programming. The reason being is I'm actually studying exercise and sports science, and I'm very interested in it. And how, what makes you better, what makes you more explosive, what makes you stronger, not just wanting to get that. So I'm very interested in that aspect and want to know the science behind it, and I enjoy getting stronger or getting better and knowing it's from my own hard work, my own programming, and my own knowledge, and then that way I can also help others as well, and I plan to do that as well in the future. Will working out legs every day without a rest day in between harm or help? So like I said before, your body gets stronger in its recovery time, not in its training time, so it will definitely harm. If you're smashing your body with leg day every day, I don't know who'd want to anyway, but if you're doing that, then you're definitely gonna go downhill, because it's just overtraining, overuse. You're gonna wear out your joints, your muscles, you're gonna be more likely to get an injury, and you're just going to give no time for your body to recover. So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say to do it every day. You can squat maybe 2 to 3 times a week. I typically do that in the off season. I don't do that in season, but you can squat 2 to 3 times a week. But as far as actually a leg workout, I wouldn't do. I only do 1 a week, and then a 1 plyo a week. So kind of 2 leg days, but one's more explosive focus. No, not really any weights. How to find if you're a 1 or 2 foot jumper. I've got a video on it. Check out my channel. That'll be able to tell you much better in depth how to find out which one you are and how to get better at both of them. Why did I decide to make my own programming? Just said that because I've always been interested in exercise science, and how the body works, and what results in you getting better, and etc. And how important is upper body for training? Upper body is, I think, so underrated, because people think jumping, legs, but upper body alone has a huge impact. I can't stress that enough. I think not only doing upper body weight training, but doing plyos as well is going to help with things like your arm swing, especially especially exercises like clap push-ups and even just battle ropes, kettlebell swings, stuff like that. And then, you know, your main movements, your bench press, your military press, your bent over row, your chin-ups. Those are I would say those 4 main movements you should be doing just to build that foundation of strength and make sure that, you know, that foundation of strength will actually transfer to your jump. Just having that stronger base, and it'll help you exert more force as well. So definitely would say upper body is very important, and I think a lot of people don't train it enough when they should be. But yeah, but anyway, that's the Q&A done. I think just under 11 minutes, so a little bit longer than expected. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love doing Q&As, I love answering your guys' questions. So if you have any, make sure to inbox me on, send me a DM on Instagram. I'm definitely going to do more of these. Q&As are one of my favorite types of videos to do. Let me know what other videos you want to see in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.